Work for Relief program in the Philippines comes to an end, helping 10,000 local residents. A local music producer turned to Buddhist sutras and vegetarianism to improve his life. I'm Sean Scanlan. This is DaAi Headlines. Let's get started. In the Philippines, the Work for Relief program, Marikina and San Mateo, enacted by Tzu Chi, has come to an end. 10,000 local residents participate during the 12 days of the cleanup event. Tzu Chi volunteers prepare daily supplies for them to move forward.
The heavy muds have piled up and became garbage. After Typhoon Vamco raged through the Philippines, Tzu Chi enacted the Work for Relief program. The 12-day cleaning work is truly not an easy task.
Everyone came over and worked together, seeing their own houses and their neighbors' houses filled with rubbish. It was truly heartbreaking for them.
Not only did the volunteers in uniform help to clean up their homes, neighbors also helped out one another. Even after receiving the pay of the day, everyone continued to clean their homes.
Wherever there are people in need, we need to always lend a helping hand. We should not choose who we help nor expect anything in return.
Besides cleaning the damage caused by the typhoon, they are also building their will to continue moving forward in their lives.
Although we were also affected by the typhoon, and we too needed to clean up our own houses, we agree with Tzu Chi's calling to help others who are in greater need.
In the final day of the Work for Relief program, everyone shared their stories throughout this experience. Tzu Chi volunteers also prepared a truck full of supplies, including rice, jinx folding beds, etc. Everyone went back full of supplies, enabling them to rebuild their homes in the days to come.
At the end of November, the rainy season in Indonesia arrived. The Jakarta Municipal Government mobilized 4,000 sanitation workers and heavy machinery to clean up sewers and ditches in various parts of the city. Here's more. Indonesia is about to enter the rainy season. In order to prevent flooding, the Jakarta Water Affairs and EPA jointly cleaned up the drainage system, mobilizing some 4,000 people and dispatching 92 small trucks, 99 dump trucks, and 134 heavy machines. Through dredging work, the height of the riverbed is increased and backwater reservoirs are protected, increasing the flow of river water. All these efforts strengthen defense against storm floods.
Kegiatan ini kita lakukan secara masif di 5 wilayah DKI Jakarta.
Today's event synchronizes 5 regions of Jakarta, from the narrow water ditches to widening waterways and reservoirs to prevent flooding caused by the rainy season this year.
Ini kita lakukan demi mencegah ataupun mengurangi adanya genangan nanti di musim hujan.
In addition to treating the silting of the reservoir, the Water Department of the EPA also cleaned up garbage in 4 key river sections. Amongst this was the Mangala Sluice section, with the Water Affairs Department dispatching 6 large dump trucks and 3 heavy machines each day to treat river garbage 24 hours a day.
Khusus di kondisi musim hujan ini memang meningkat sekali, drastis dari.
The rubbish accumulation is very serious as we have filled up 15 large trucks these days.
Berkali lipat dari 2 truk kecil sampai sekarang sudah sampai 15 truk besar ini udah banyak.
If it rains in the 5 major areas around Jakarta, the amount of garbage collected by staff daily can reach 2,833 cubic meters. River garbage is mostly plastic and tree branches. Relevant government departments continue to appeal to the people to maintain environmental hygiene as flood prevention begins with individuals. Eco-friendliness requires creativity and practice. During pandemic, many choose to work at home, as some people utilize their time to create handmade goods. In Indonesia, an artist fully expresses the spirit of eco-friendliness as he turns recyclable plastics and old computer parts into daily goods. Let's take a look.
Broken shoes, PET bottles, and old computer parts became useful items after Toto Sihono processes it. His works include table lamps, coin banks, and maps. The workshop is located in Banten, Tangerang City. Usually, Toto Sihono collects recyclables from places near his residency. Discovering the fact that throwaway furniture can be used again, his most interesting work is a model of a motorcycle and robots made from computer parts.
Kebetulan saya menemukan sebuah sepatu yang
It just happened that I recycled the shoe. I took it back home and gave it a paint.
Nah, itu saya bawa pulang, saya cat, saya bikin.
Now it's a vase and it looks great. Then I recycled bottles, cardboards, and even old computers.
Limbah-limbah lain, kayak kaleng, kayak kardus. Ya terakhir yang terbaru adalah komponen PC, komputer ya.
Recycled waste, after cleaning and disinfection, is repainted. Every work done by Toron Senhono sells from 0.7 USD to 56 USD.
Biar ada kegiatan.
I get rid of boredom by finding things to do. Using my creativity, I take these recyclables and piece them together.
During the pandemic, Toron Senhono thought of doing handicrafts at home to fully utilize his time. The extra earnings he made also pays off daily expenses.
As the weather is getting cooler, Tzu Chi is preparing to send winter warmth in China. Volunteers from different places continue to conduct home visits. Beijing and Tianjin volunteers went to Qingyuan County, Shandong Province in early November for home visits. They visited the families who turned poor due to illness. In the future, they will promote doing charity in local area so as to pass on this charitable task to young volunteers.
The cold winter is coming. Volunteers from Beijing and Tianjin set out early in the morning and drove 5 hours to Qingyuan County, Shandong.
这一批选择的都是因病致贫的家庭，我们这种爱的抚慰与陪伴，一定会让他们未来有自己更多的幸福与喜悦。
In the 2-day home visits, nearly 100 families were arranged to visit, so considerable manpower was required. The local government and volunteer organizations also participated and took the initiative to deploy 28 coaches for transportation. 57-year-old Wang Zeming suffered 2 strokes in 6 years, and his wife was sick. Their young son was their only comfort. Volunteer Ren Ying shared her experience of accompanying her husband with cancer to encourage them.
I don't care about other things. I just want to make my husband happy. He has cancer for 13 years, 2 types of cancer. Yet he's very, very optimistic. I warm his heart with my love. You can do the same.
Another resident, 67-year-old Wang Fengyu, also suffered a stroke before. After falling ill, he has been taken care of by his younger brother. Volunteers also suggest him do rehabilitation.
Every time when you take the medicine, you can move like this for 50 times to thank this medicine. Be nice to yourself and you will get better soon, okay?
Hou Baoguo suffered a lumbar injury. He was paralyzed by a work accident 5 years ago. His mother took great care of him. Volunteers felt pity for him, hoping that he could get rid of grievances and have more positive energy.
If you're happy and positive, when the people around you see you, they'll be happy too. So everyone will be willing to come to see you and stay with you.
Feng Guangzhong, who lost his son 4 years ago, spent the rest of his life with his wife suffering from a mental disorder. Seeing so many young generations come to visit, the missing for his late son arose spontaneously, making him burst into tears. Volunteers immediately comforted him.
Bless yourself, bless others, and accept other people's blessings. Tell yourself to do these 3 things every day. You see, we gave you so many blessings today, you have to accept them all.
Driven by volunteers, Qingyuan County, which is committed to doing charity, has more new volunteers coming out. The power of love has already been rooted here.
一个家庭里面，其实呢，当他们因病这个返贫的时候的话，除了一些物质啊、医疗上的一些关怀之外，还有一个呢，让他们在这种情况下如何去相处，这个呢是对我的一个触动呢比较大的。
In China, over the past 8 years, Tzu Chi volunteers have been going to Hunan University of Chinese Medicine to care for students. Tzu Chi volunteers share Jingsa aphorisms with the students, shaping students' moral character. Recently, volunteers invited a doctor to share her experience with the students so students can better plan their future paths. Here's more.
Medicine is endless learning, learning forever, so everyone should seize the time to study hard.
Li Dongfang, who is good at diagnosis and treatment of Chinese and Western medicine, shares her way of practicing medicine with medical students.
She's a Chinese medicine doctor, but she has been learning Western medicine until today, and her attitude towards the patient touches me.
Tzu Chi and Hunan University of Chinese Medicine have cooperated in 8th year in a student assistance program. Volunteers' companionship has opened up the students' minds.
Really like a family, we chat together here and share things in life. So I think Tzu Chi humanistic culture is really meaningful to us.
Every time I participate in Tzu Chi activities, I can reflect on what I have done and felt in recent times. Adjusting myself and thinking about what I should do next is to clarify my direction for the next step.
From the atmosphere of the sharings of those students who are with Tzu Chi, you can feel that their character is somewhat unique.
Volunteers treat the students like the family, and they will continue to encourage them while they pursue a higher education.
In China, Kunming Tzu Chi volunteers travel to Huizi to visit scholarship recipients and provide care. Many local volunteers are willing to carry out charity work. They seize the opportunity to follow Kunming Tzu Chi volunteers and learn from the home visits. Take a look.
To visit scholarship recipients, Kunming Tzu Chi volunteers have driven to the mountainous areas from downtown Huizi. Due to mountainous roads, they drove an hour before reaching the destination. High school senior Ying Dexing spends half a day weekly to return home to visit his mother. While chatting with his mother, volunteers introduced the concept of bamboo coin bank era.
In our daily life, we can save a little money or handful of rice and help other people in need. We are capable of sharing the love in our hearts. We must be willing to help people.
Facing the college entrance exam in 2 years, Ying Dexing feels a lot of pressure. Volunteers offer these words of encouragement.
Studying is a method. Being successful is our final goal. Walk out of the mountains and contribute to society. Then you'll succeed. In fact, we only give you a little confidence and provide some material goods. What does our development depend on? Our studies.
The Zhou sisters have lost their parents since they were little. In the past 2 years, their grandparents passed away as well, leaving them behind. They look forward to the volunteers' visit.
I lost my father and mother when I was little. I felt that I lacked something and I was sad. Then Tzu Chi volunteers came, bring sunshine to my life. They are very nice to us.
Volunteers accompany and encourage the scholarship recipients in the mountainous areas, giving them courage to pursue their dreams.
Famed music producer, photographer, and author Lancaster Tian has been a success since he was 26. He helped many Taiwanese music artists find fame through music, but he once fell into despair and his health declined. Buddhist sutras helped him find the light once again, and vegetarianism helped him regain his health.
How to change your life 的祈祷习题。我们的人生究竟目的是什么？我们究竟要怎么去克服我们在人生上面所遇到的各种困难？今天的这7堂课呢
Like a spiritual advisor helping someone unlock life's problems, Lancaster Tian was once lost and having fallen from the heavens into the depths of despair. At the age of 26, he established C Music, a record company, and helped many artists to rise to fame. Tian is known for his producing talents, and along with his determination and steadfastness, he was able to become successful. That is until the year 2000 when music went digital and he experienced his first taste of failure.
You don't know where your tomorrow is. Should I switch to a different field or what? Yet, I didn't have anything anymore. My health, mental and physically, was off balance. I lost so much weight. I was only about 40 kilograms. I needed to take 7 sleeping pills to be able to sleep at night.
He visited Shanghai, China, and it was there by accident or perhaps fate that he found inner peace in a temple and subsequently vegetarianism.
I didn't realize the benefits of eating vegetarian in the beginning. I was just glad to have something to eat. After a while, I realized my health returned. It was then I found out eating vegetarian food helped.
He's now been vegetarian for 20 years and has even changed from being a picky eater to exploring all the vegetarian cuisine has to offer from different types of cooking, in order to change the average people's perception of vegetarianism.
In the past, when I would ask my co-workers or artists to eat vegetarian food with me, they would not be willing, as they thought vegetarian food was not tasty. Under those circumstances, we shouldn't use the religious angle to approach them. We should think of another angle, to let them know that vegetarian food is tasty and attract people to eat that way. Restaurants nowadays will present their vegetarian food in a fashionable modern way, so when customers enjoy the food, they'll be willing to return a second time.
That's how he was able to gain more artists and fans to follow in his footsteps in vegetarianism, while his determination to bring vegetarian food to more people is his belief.
If you had to protect life and protect the earth, promoting vegetarianism is a vital part of it. If we want more people to join the vegetarian campaign, shouldn't we ask more people to keep at least one vegetarian day a week to start? From where I started, where people would look at me weirdly for being vegetarian, to now it being a fashionable thing, I think it's a good process that we went through. I only hope it can be further continued to be promoted.
Tzu Chi volunteers from Nehu visited schools in September this year and shared special education programs with school principals to help students in need. The principal of Lisan High School invited volunteers to come to the school and cook vegetarian food for the students. With a mother's heart and a willingness to volunteer, a group of volunteer cooks start to mobilize whenever they hear someone wants to experience vegetarian food.
I do my part and do whatever I can to cook some vegetarian food to get to know everyone. If everyone can eat happily, and I'm happy too.
In September, Nehu Tzu Chi volunteers visited several schools and shared their special curriculum to help students gain more peace of mind.
Through this interaction, we met the principal of Lisan High School, who was also promoting vegetarian food. And there was a chance that Tzu Chi could come here to share delicious food.
By promoting a nutritious lunch, volunteers also found that the population who eats vegetarian is actually getting younger.
Many people think I'm too skinny and not suitable for a vegetarian diet, but I think being fat or thin has nothing to do with being vegetarian.
For health and for the earth, the cause of vegetarianism is being quickly accelerated. In Malaysia, due to the pandemic, the economy continues to shrink and unemployment rate is rising. Tzu Chi volunteers worry that the Indian children in a Tamil elementary school will face food shortages and mental and physical anxiety. After discussions with the school, Tzu Chi decided to launch an assistance program for 43 Indian families.
In 2014, Tzu Chi volunteers went to Palanisamy Tamil School to conduct health checks for their parents. Before the new semester, volunteers also went to students' homes to measure their height and weight to make the brand new uniforms. In the following 2 years, the school curriculum integrated the teaching of Jinsavism and sign language, allowing love to spread all over the Indian community. Since March 2020, due to the epidemic, a wave of unemployment has caused the livelihood of most Indian families to be affected.
Because this Tamil school is located in a rural area, most of the parents are from low-income families. So we asked the school if there's anything that Tzu Chi can assist to help their families in this community.
Amongst these students' families, some are single mothers and some are low income with an average monthly income of less than Rm 2,000. These are 8 recipients we have selected for Tzu Chi's assistance.
Kategori yang kami pilih untuk membantu pada kali ini.
365. Following epidemic prevention procedures, parents show their ID cards to receive Tzu Chi's relief card, which they can use for shopping in the supermarket.
I did not expect that I would receive 300 ringgits. Thank you very much, Tzu Chi. I'll use the money to buy new clothes for my children. Due to the epidemic, my salary is not enough for my family. I'm really in distress. Tzu Chi gave me the relief card so that I can buy rice and milk powder for my child because there's no more rice in my house.
During the epidemic, these anxious hearts were calmed as material aid helped 43 families through this time of difficulty.
In Malacca, Malaysia, Lam Mei Ha has been a Tzu Chi care recipient, receiving subsidy for the past 17 years. After her life has improved, she paid back by joining the ranks of volunteers. She also turned to a vegetarian and learned the Dharma, opening up her heart gradually.
Like during the master's teachings, there will be subtitles. If I don't know how to write that character, I'll just take a picture like this.
Taking pictures and enlarging the characters to look at them repeatedly, Lam Mei Ha, who does not know many Chinese characters, insists on handwriting the sutra every day.
Because I don't know the character, sometimes if I didn't take it, I'll forget how to write it.
Her little granddaughter also feels her seriousness, so she comes to help.
I will teach her to read. I will tell her what character is, so she can write it and read it by herself.
Like for the sutra, it sometimes takes 2 days to finish copying, but now I can finish them faster. It's not difficult to do anything if we do it diligently.
For 17 years, Lam Mei Ha has been a Tzu Chi care recipient because of financial burden. After she got rid of poverty, she stopped receiving the subsidy and reciprocates Tzu Chi's love by volunteering.
Sometimes we think that we had a hard time, but there are people who suffer more than us. This is life. There must be hardships and poverty. What we can do is to give of ourselves to help out.
The online cultivation during the COVID-19 pandemic caused her family to start going vegetarian.
Animals like us humans have lives. If we don't have the desire to eat meat, we won't slaughter them. Now when I go out to have vegetarian food, I'm not afraid anymore. I dare tell others that I'm a vegetarian.
Saying goodbye to all the sadness in the past, she is adding value to her life by giving.
Jingse aphorisms inspire kind thoughts and good deeds and makes one's life more fulfilled. A special concert was held in Zhanghua's Jingse Hall, attracting thousands of people. We leave you with these images. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.